Welcome back to the last daily rundown of the week, and thank you for watching Channel 7. I'm Dan Morfitt, and with me are my guests, Jacqui, Wright and Stephen Armstrong. And just before we go into the next part of the show, shall we?
I've already done the buttons.
It's a hot night tonight.
It is hotter than the face
you're on your
of the
own,
sun.
you two there. I'm not joining.
Go on, Jacqui.
No.
That's outrageous.
No.
We won't do that. Right, let's move on to our next story. Almost every major bank in the City of London has dramatically reduced its forecast for growth in the UK for 2017. That's in the wake of Brexit. Many effectively are now forecasting a recession. Barclays Capital now predicts that UK GDP will shrink by 0.5% in 2017. In June, before the referendum took place, it actually forecast growth of almost 2%. In June, Nomura forecast 1.9% growth. This month, it revised its prediction down to a contraction of 1.3%. So, with interest rates rising and joblessness falling, is this the perfect calm before the storm?
I don't tend to. Well, I don't have any money, so my involvement with this is just like, oh, that's very interesting. Somebody's forecasting something that's going to happen.
Yeah, it probably won't affect me.
Well, no, I think that maybe the banks should deal with their issues with their own savings, and we were discussing this today. I think that if we're going to look at finance, we should look at getting people to pay enough tax and all the kind of coffers coming into the economy. These are just numbers. These are numbers by people who plunged the world economy into a recession. They weren't very good at looking at it previously. They're like weathermen, but with everybody's future. And I don't trust the weathermen. The late great Robin Williams in the great movie Good Morning Vietnam said, if you want to know what the weather is, look out your window. If you want to know what's going on with your money, look at your bank account, look around at your finances. These is just things that happen above our heads today.
The euro's fallen though.
Well, I'm just interested. I'm going to the US in December, so if we could have like an uplift. Yeah. For then, that would be great. But
that's how we notice these things first. It's when you're getting your euros. It's when
it affects you. Yeah.
You don't really. You might get 20 quid back on your mortgage if you're lucky at the end of the month because of interest rates going down. But it doesn't really affect us that much. Is it the city banks just protecting their own because they're sitting on a bunch of cash at the moment that can't make any money for them?
Possibly, but like Steve said to me, it's just numbers. I can't relate to that at all because it won't affect me.
I know that the chocolate bars in the vending machine at work have gone up from 60p to 65p. Now that is causing me all kinds of kerfuffle.
But this is it. Those are the things that you'd notice.
Yeah.
It affects you.
Well, there are more available bars, but my boss bought me a bar the other day for free, and we have a vending machine that's very temperamental, and we have a lovely gentleman who stocks it, and it's just the kerfuffle that's been caused between the rise from 60 to 65p.
The worst thing
is that since Brexit?
To be fair, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but if it furthers the conversation of this topic, then totally. It's all down to Brexit.
Right, the worst thing is as well, because of the current economic climate, you were actually due a raise. At your job, but boss instead just got you a chocolate bar, and you're seemingly just as happy.
Well, I'm as happy as a dog with 4 lampposts. That's all I can say. I'm in clover, and by that I mean when I go in, I smear myself in margarine. That's not true. I think that money is something that I've never really understood. Until I was 26, I thought that the banks had just like one big £1 million note that they would just cut a bit off. Like you went to the cheese market and they just cut a bit of money off their money. But no, apparently that's not how it works.
We were talking about this yesterday on yesterday's Daily Rundown. And it seems that economists know nothing. It seems that these numbers that come out are churned out just by pure alchemy. And that what they're really talking about is confidence.
Yeah.
And that post-Brexit, confidence has gone down.
Yeah.
Because they didn't quite like the decision that the country's made. Do you think that's
I think that is a factor.
I
think that is a factor. Yeah. I think they're trying to make us think that it was a bad move and that the confidence is dropped. I do. Yeah.
It's one of those weird things that all the numbers in the world, it befuddles us, but I think it's confidence more than anything.
I do.
Now, before we move on to the next topic, can we all just get our fist? clench it in the air and come down like this.
This is hold the line. Dun, dun,
Come on, Jacqui.
No, I'm not playing.
Jacqui,
no,
join in.
No, not playing.
You've got to do that when I say Northern Powerhouse, because Theresa May has vowed that her government would press ahead with George Osborne's Northern Powerhouse project.
Power!
Doubts have been raised about the government's supports for the Northern Powerhouse.
Power!
After a spokesman made it clear that the phrase had not been used in the new Economy and Industrial Strategy Committee meeting earlier this month. This is all ahead of new metropolitan mayors as well that are to be elected in Manchester, Liverpool and the West Midlands. So, do we think the Northern Powerhouse is just another buzzword, or is it a tangible change? Jacqui?
You're asking the wrong person.
But do you feel something in Manchester at the moment? We are the Northern Powerhouse.
Power!
Manchester is, yeah.
Manchester's the Northern
definitely
Power!
With Leeds.
Powerhouse.
Power!
Ahead of the...
Stephen.
I do what I'm told, Jacqui.
You've been told off.
Okay.
It's just on top of the Midlands engine.
Yes.
Right.
And the southeastern cesspits.
Yes, and the East Anglian calf.
Yes.
And the Solent ankle.
Yes.
And the deep south
the
toe.
And of course the Derby liver.
Yeah.
Which we all know about. But the Northern
Scottish
Powerhouse,
brain.
Can't you feel, is there
What is
nothing
it
in the air?
supposed to? What is it supposed
It's
to be doing?
supposed to be more power coming to the region. We're getting Devo Manx as well on top of that, where already the...
A Devo Manx sounds like a step back in the evolutionary chain. It's them Devo Manx.
It's the devolution of power to Manchester. So Manchester gets control of its own health funding, and then the greater area of the Northern Powerhouse. So Manchester going across to Liverpool, all the way across to Leeds, and down to Stoke to some extent, gets more of a say in where they invest their money. Which
that's not a bad thing then, is it?
No, but do you feel something in the air, or do you think it is just a buzzword for us to do stupid things?
Yeah, it's just a buzzword. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I noticed that they didn't mention the word Northern Powerhouse, but I'd be interested to see how many times they used the word urchin or proles or working class scum. I just think that the fact that they didn't use the word in the parliamentary meeting, it's fine. I mean, like, I'm assuming they didn't use the word umbrella, but I'm assuming that we're not going to see the mass wiping out of all umbrellas.
But do we need silly buzzwords like Northern Powerhouse to try and encompass a feeling and a confidence in the region for people to come and invest in, and for people to feel happy with the services?
No, it's verbal NyQuil.
Yeah.
It's something to make us feel better. There you go, Northerners. You've got your powerhouse, and the Midlands have got their engine, and Theresa May has said that she's going to give all this funding to help Yorkshire, develop all their brilliant things and to develop this. And it's great that these words are being used. And as you said, they didn't use the word. I'm more bothered about the actions. Now, I was never a big fan of George Gideon Osborne. I wasn't a fan of his, but the rare occasions I maybe was like, maybe not. He did seem to care about Tatton. He did seem to care about this area. He definitely didn't want any kind of...
very lovely, isn't it?
Yes, we didn't want any kind of train. He didn't want any train tracks going through or any fracking or anything like that. He wanted to totally go around it.
I don't want to bypass to Alder Liège.
No, the edge. But I know. I think I throw a news article on the news, funnily enough, about a proposed tunnel through the Pennines that they're going to stop people going through Mottram, which is. I mean, I've never been through Mottram. I hear it's lovely.
There was supposed to be a view of making the Europe's biggest tunnel as well through the Peak District,
right?
So it could connect Sheffield to Manchester. It's like.
Nah, I still think we should until everybody in Manchester has one of those Barclaycard slides from your desk to your home that goes through the supermarket.
I'd never get on it.
Oh, I would totally do that. Yeah,
I'd never be on that.
In fact, I'd pay 70 pence for a chocolate bar from a vending machine.
Wouldn't the Northern Powerhouse mean better trains, better policing, and more power devolved to our region? So the money that gets earned here stays here rather than goes down to London first. Isn't that a good thing? Or?
That is a good thing. I think it's a good thing, but do we need a word to describe that? If that's what we're doing, like keeping the money here, then rather than sending it out, why do we need a word to describe that if we all know what's happening? I
think it is more than anything just a branding exercise, isn't it? It's a way of...
And it's obviously not working because they're not using it.
It's just words to make us feel better. Until we get actions, then I won't believe it.
Well, that's why I do the action with Northern Powerhouse.
That makes
Now,
all the difference.
I heard about a thing called helicopter cash. Have you heard about this? This is a fantastic idea.
Go on.
That instead of like quantitative easing, what they do is they just get massive amounts of cash and just drop it from helicopters in major cities. Now, if that is not the step before we officially move towards the purge, then I have no idea what's going on. Dropping cash from the skies, that is, I mean, that
The
works.
last time that worked was in Batman, and they were all fake notes with the Joker's face on it. So it's
Yes. Oh, yes.
all a little bit
I
weird.
do hope we will be discussing the
We will be discussing the Joker very soon. actually.
Oh,
Right.
can't wait.
It's time for another break on the Daily Rundown. In a bit, we'll be talking about turning off your telly to play sport instead, and the Joker's role on the big screen. That's all coming up in 3 minutes here on Channel 7.
Power!